for perfect skin with a luminous matte finish. See, the luminous matte finish is what got me. I've got the new Chanel foundation. It is the Teint Ultrawear All Day Comfort Flawless Finish Foundation. Let's get into it. So about 5 years ago, I used to use Chanel foundation. I really enjoyed the one that I had, but then they discontinued it. What they came out with to replace it, I didn't like, so I kind of stopped using their foundations and was using other things. But a new one came out. I've heard some good things about it, and it sounded like it might work for me. I do have dry skin, and this one is probably a little bit more suited to people with normal to oily, but it's a matte foundation, and from what I heard, it sounded like if you moisturized pretty well, it could work for dry skin. And there was just something about it that, I don't know, when it said the long wear and everything, I wanted to try it. So I got it. I ordered directly from Chanel because it wasn't in the stores yet, and of course they, put it in this beautiful box with the, cute, fluffy paper stuff. You were able to select 2 samples from the Chanel site, and those samples came in that cute little Chanel bag. There's the foundation, and here's a close-up of the foundation, the pretty box, and my 2 samples. This is what it looks like. This is B30, the color that I'm using, and because it's a matte, the black lid is not shiny. It's kind of matte, so that's how you would know if you had a couple of these. If you had one that wasn't the matte, it'll have a shiny lid. But anyhow, that probably really doesn't matter. But it is nice, heavy packaging, and feels very nice. It's glass, of course. All right, so let's talk about what they are claiming on this foundation. Here we are on Chanel's website. You can take a look at the packaging up front here. They have 30 shades available. So here they are. Now let's see what they say about the product. The long-wearing, full-coverage foundation provides 24-hour wear with a flawless matte finish. The lightweight foundation glides onto skin for all-day comfort and a perfect-looking complexion. When pressed, this liquid matte foundation lasts in even the most environmentally strenuous conditions and provides buildable coverage. Enriched with luminous perfection soft focus powder, the formula corrects visible imperfections and illuminates the complexion for the look of smooth, even skin. Chanel says that Ultra Tint, the fluid foundation, pushes the limits to reconcile women's expectations and offer them the freedom to forget that they are wearing it. High perfection, it evens out all complexions and keeps shine under control for perfect skin with a luminous matte finish. See, the luminous matte finish is what got me because I wanted matte. I don't really go for crazy dewy. I figure I can add that with highlight and stuff if I want to. And somehow a lot of times dewy slips off of my chin. So that's one thing that drew me into this foundation. They say that it's sensorial. Texture delivers a sensation of comfort all day long, and it is available in a universal range of 30 shades to match all women's skin tones. They say it's 24-hour ultra wear and continuous comfort. It combines the sensation of comfortable skin all day long and a flawless makeup result for 24 hours. I wore this all day long one day when we were it had recently rained. It's raining now, you probably hear that. And we were out there kind of pulling weeds and doing stuff in the garden, and I had just put it on. I didn't really have any other makeup on, but I just wanted to see how it would wear. And when I went to wash my face at night, I had a lot to take off, and I had it on all day, and it was a sunny day. It wasn't hot, but I was working, and there was a lot of makeup to take off. A lot of times when you wash your face at night, there's just not a lot of foundation left. Well, I had a lot of foundation left after a full day. I just can't go to sleep with makeup on. It's just too bad for my skin. So I will not be sleeping in this and trying the 24-hour test. Although that might be kind of interesting. It says it's enriched with natural glycerin, and glycerin is a great hydrator. So that's probably why the look, I have it on right now, is not dull or, kind of 80s matte dead looking. They say that the Perfect Skin Complex contains a film-forming component with ultra-performing long-wearing properties, and it perfectly embraces facial contours and resists water and sebum, even in the heat and humidity. Infallible color and a matte finish deliver a no-transfer makeup result that does not require touch-ups. You know what? I have not been having to touch up my chin with this. While I've been using it the last 5 days, it's been really great. So let me go ahead and show you the application. So to get started, I'm going to go ahead and moisturize my skin. This is from Samudra, and it is a natural skincare line that I found actually at an Ipsy event, and I really like it. It's very hydrating but extremely light, so I don't feel like it's going to give me, anything, underneath my foundation that feels greasy or anything like that. And it's also very cool because It's a seaweed moisturizer. This is a pretty cool company, actually. This is glass, this is bamboo. They don't want to use plastic in their products and the packaging at all, and they actually harvest the seaweed that is in this moisturizer in Northern California, off the coast there. And what I like about it is that it's light and it's very hydrating, but it does not feel heavy at all. It's wonderful, I think, almost as a primer under your makeup just by itself. Today I'm also going to use my Guerlain primer. I really like this. I do have a ton of different primers, and I have tried one by Cover FX. I have tried my Laura Mercier. I have used this one, and I've used the Tarte, oh gosh, one of the pot. I used that one also under this as I've been using this foundation all week. But I don't know, I just somehow really like these kind of lighter primers for my skin. I have dry skin, and while I do have kind of the fine lines happening here around my lips, I don't have a lot that I really fill in a lot with those heavier primers. So I use those sometimes, but not all the time. Now I'm looking a bit tired, so I'm going to put a little bit of a color corrector under my eyes. This is by Lancome. It is the Teint Ultrawear, and it is camouflage, and it is in the peach. What color are you? So the color isn't on here, but there's a few different colors. This is just the peach one. I don't think there are any other versions of the peach. I'll put the link down below in case you're interested. I think this is magical. I showed this to my sister-in-law, and she absolutely loves it. She started using it, and it really cancels out those dark circles. Now we zoomed in a little bit closer. I'm going to apply this to half of my face with a beauty blender and the other half with one of my artiste brushes. So there you go, beauty blender, nothing. So you can really see the difference, and it doesn't look cakey or anything. Let's do the other side with the artiste brush. A little half pump more. I'm just going to touch up a little bit under my eyes. The smaller brush. So there you go. Looking at the difference in the application with the beauty blender versus the brush, you know, I've been using both. I feel like I have a little tiny bit more coverage on this side. This is buildable, so my chin is what I end up usually kind of, you know, having it wear off on when things wear off. I'm just going to hit that a little bit more. So I think it looks really nice. Now in terms of setting powders, I have tried it with all three of these. This is the Kogan Dough, this is the Hourglass, and then this is the Laura Mercier powder. They all played really well with it. I have even tried the regular, I don't think I have it here, the Hourglass Dim Light on top of it. I'll just grab the Kogan Dough real quick. I'm going to just dip my brush in, and I'm going to, on half of my face, I will go ahead and use the brush to apply my setting powder. And on the other half, I'm going to show you the other trick that I really like. And I'm going to put this on the side that I applied the foundation with a brush. So just a little something to kind of set it there. So there it is with the Kogan Dough powder on it. And then on the other side, something I like to do when I really want my foundation to last really long is I will dip my damp beauty blender, you know, grab a little clean side that I haven't really used, and I will just, you know, dip it in there and go ahead and just push it into my skin, and it really makes my makeup last. I went to an event with my friend, and I did it this way, and you know, I'd had the foundation on for about 8.5 hours, and we were at dinner that night. Actually must have been more like 9 hours. And she said, "Oh my gosh, you look like you just put your makeup on." Because I told her, "Oh, I'm trying a new foundation." She's like, "It looks like you've just put it on." So there you go. And I think that the look is about the same. Again, I think I have a little bit more coverage on the Beauty Blender side. And then I also did, of course, push this into my pores with the Beauty Blender. So maybe just a tad more coverage on this side. Now I'm looking at this, and because I was so tired, I just thought about it. I'm gonna just put the teensiest dab of concealer. You usually do this before the setting powder, but you know, that's probably enough for both sides actually. But I just want a little bit up in this corner So I'm just going to use a little bit of this Tarte Shape Tape because I'm looking so darn tired. And what I also like is, look at that, even though I added it after the powder, normally I would do it before, it looks great. I really like how that looks, so I'm really happy with this. I'll go put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. So my makeup's all on. I'm going to go ahead and go have my day. I will be back in probably 8 or 9 hours, and probably won't check in during the day because unless something really changes, but I've already worn this for about 5 days. I have dashed through the rain and all kinds of stuff, and it's held up so great. I will check in if it seems like I should, but otherwise I'll see you guys in a bit, and it's pouring again. It's the end of the night, so let me go ahead and show you what this is looking like. I'm actually very, very happy with the way this foundation wore. This is the side that we did with the Beauty Blender for the application of the foundation and the powder, and this is the side where I used the Artiste brush and then the Wayne Goss brush for the powder. Okay, so now we're really close up so you can see how the foundation wore. I think it wore really, really well. This side, again, had the brush application for the foundation and the powder, and this was with the Beauty Blender for both. And, you know, as you can see, it wore maybe a little bit better here, but I've still got great coverage here. I mean, it's really good coverage. And I did not reapply anything to my face at all. I didn't touch up with powder, and I didn't feel like I needed to. Do you ever just kind of feel like you need to touch up with powder? I never felt that today at all. I just changed lipstick because I shot some other videos, went to dinner, actually walked through the rain. Oh, and I ate a grapefruit that was squirting on my face. So
grapefruit goggles where's my eyes?
So after testing this for 5 days, I think that this foundation is excellent. I love the way it looks. I think it has a really beautiful finish to it. It wears really well and never gets cakey looking. My lines, you know, they don't look any worse. So I think I found a foundation that is now in my top favorites that I will be using a lot and enjoying for a long time to come, I hope. I'm so glad that I took that little leap of faith and picked this up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, I would love it if you gave my video a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button while you're thinking about it. And if you want to get notified when I have new videos come out, click that notification bell there, because if you don't do that, you won't get notified, and sometimes my stuff just won't show up in your feed. And unless you actually go and look me up on YouTube, you won't know if I have anything new come out. I hope you enjoyed learning about this new Chanel foundation. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments area. Have a great day or evening wherever you are.